If you want to spot the wealthiest person in a room, ignore the logos. While celebrities often rely on loud monograms to broadcast status, true ultra-high net worth individuals communicate through a quiet, unbranded sweater that projects a specific kind of calm authority. This shift is driven by information asymmetry. In a world where high-quality fakes are visually indistinguishable from logo-laden originals, recognizable branding is no longer a credible signal of actual wealth. To separate themselves from middle-status imitators, the elite use a strategy called counter-signaling. They purposefully avoid traditional status symbols, signaling that their position is so secure it requires no outward validation. Stealth wealth is a technical system, a specific application of material physics, anatomical geometry, and psychophysiology, designed to be invisible to the general public. Looking expensive has become a demonstration of specialized cultural knowledge and biological fitness, communicated through the science of what you wear. This begins at a microscopic level. Mass-market synthetic fibers are jagged and rigid, which makes the resulting fabric stiff and reflective. High-end natural fibers feature a smooth, interlocking scale structure. Rare materials like vicuña or high-grade cashmere evolved in extreme mountain environments to act as thermal regulators. They trap microscopic pockets of air, providing weightless insulation that allows the garment to drape with a fluid, liquid-like grace over the wearer's shoulders. Because these fibers are so dense, they absorb light differently. They create a rich, matte texture that reflects light softly, projecting an understated authority that synthetic blends cannot replicate. A coat doesn't look expensive because of a designer tag. It looks expensive because its atomic structure allows it to interact with light and gravity with a precision that mass-produced clothing lacks. The architecture of the garment is just as important as the fiber. Cheap suits use fused construction, a synthetic glue that makes the jacket stiff. Luxury tailoring utilizes a floating canvas of natural horsehair, meticulously pad-stitched to create a hidden structural lattice. This canvas distributes tension across the chest. Over time, the heat from your body allows the horsehair to mold to your specific anatomy, ensuring the jacket retains a three-dimensional shape that follows the natural roll of the lapel. This engineering achieves the Adonis index, the 1.618 golden ratio, measuring shoulder circumference against the waist. Tailors use structural darts to correct natural builds. By adding shoulder structure and suppressing the waist, they mathematically engineer a V-shaped silhouette, signaling physical health. Bespoke tailoring is essentially wearable architecture, designed to project a silhouette of evolutionary fitness regardless of the wearer's actual physique. This structural precision triggers a phenomenon called enclothed cognition, the scientific principle that the physical experience of a garment influences how the wearer thinks and acts. Ill-fitting or restrictive clothes trigger social physique anxiety. When your clothing is uncomfortable, your brain dedicates mental bandwidth to appearance monitoring, causing you to tug at a collar or adjust a swithing waistband. Breathable, custom-fit luxury garments minimize this friction. When your clothing supports your anatomy, you stop monitoring how you look and focus entirely on your surroundings. This comfort creates a non-verbal feedback loop. It prompts naturally upright posture, steady eye contact, and unhurried movement, all subconscious markers of status. Observers read this physical stillness and lack of anxiety as a marker of self-respect and power. You cannot fake the grounded presence that comes from being perfectly comfortable in your skin. Stealth wealth relies on connoisseur codes, handcrafted micro-details that act as a secret handshake among peers. These details, like a hand-drafted barchetta chest pocket, are invisible to anyone without specialized cultural capital. This philosophy applies to accessories, favoring mechanical complexity over public display. A white gold dress watch with a visible tourbillon demonstrates technical mastery to a fellow collector, while appearing like a simple steel watch to everyone else. Sourcing and maintaining these items requires a high level of discipline. It is a commitment to quality and history, rather than disposable consumer trends. Stealth wealth is a private, non-verbal conversation between elites, one that excludes those who only understand the language of money. Because the expensive look is a replicable system of material science and geometry, it doesn't actually require a billionaire's bank account to achieve. You can adopt this code by abandoning loud graphics and trend chasing. Instead, build a wardrobe around breathable, natural fabrics and prioritize professional tailoring for every garment you own. The objective isn't buying a specific label, but reaching a level of physical comfort where your posture and movement become naturally calm and grounded. Real power never needs to shout its name on a t-shirt. Real power is perfectly tailored, incredibly comfortable, and entirely silent.